former Lagos governor and chieftain of the All Progressives Congress (APC), Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has broken his silence on the outcome of the September 19 governorship election in Edo State that saw incumbent governor and candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Godwin Obaseki, win a second term in office, noting that the battle is not completely over, as, according to him, the losing challenger, Pastor Osage Izeyamu, has said he was still studying the results to decide his next move. Tinubu, who had days before the election made a video advertorial in which he appealed to Edo electorate to reject Obaseki and vote Izeyamu, who contested on the platform of the APC, had since become subject of tantrums on social media following the defeat of the APC candidate. But reacting to the outcome of the polls in a statement by his media aide, Tunde Rahman, the former Lagos governor noted that those who are using the fact that the immediate past governor of the state, Akinwumi Ambode, did not get a second term to run Edo Nobi Lagos campaign miss the point, as according to him, Ambode took part in the primary election of the APC but lost to Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Tinubu emphasized that his video advertorial was only an appeal to Edo voters and not a command, as some people are making it out to be. The APC leader also took swipes at Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike, while hinting that both governors of the PDP and APC worked to undermine Izeyamu in the election. The tension-soaked Edo governorship election may have been concluded with the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) announcing Governor Godwin Obaseki as the winner at the poll, the statement said. However, one is not unmindful of the fact that the election may not have been completely over as it were. Obaseki's main challenger, the All Progressives Congress candidate, Pastor Osage Izeyamu, says he is still studying the results and consulting widely on his next line of action. This is within his sphere to do. It is interesting that the People's Democratic Party, its candidate Governor Obaseki, and the chairman of the party's campaign council of Edo Rivers State, Governor Nyesom Wike, all of who had initially alleged the APC had perfected the rigging of the poll, suddenly turned around after seeing the results being declared going its way to say the election was now the best thing to have happened since Nigeria's independence and the INEC had redeemed its seeming sullen image. Yet this was the same Wike who had alleged that 300 policemen were deployed to resist him to his hotel in Benin as part of APC's plot to rig the election. Is there more the nation needs to know about that election? Beyond that, however, there are a few remarkable things about the election. One, contrary to the expectation that poll would be characterized by massive violence, we all have providence to thank God for the fact that the election was devoid of any major incident, save for some skirmishes in some areas. The poll was largely peaceful. The peaceful election may have been helped by the heavy deployment of policemen. Reports added that over 30,000 policemen, aside from some men of the armed forces and officers of other paramilitary outfits, were engaged on the election. Also, the culture of debate seems to have been further cemented in the electoral process. Both Obaseki and Izeyamu participated in a number of debates where they spoke about their manifestos and their plans for the people of the state. It is instructive, however, that whereas both turned up to the Channels television's debates, Obaseki shunned the debate tagged conversation put together by Arise Television, to which he had earlier promised attendance. Of particular note in the days leading to the poll is the broadcast by APC national leader Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, where he urged Edo voters to shun Obaseki in the election because of his anti-democratic credential. The governor, it would be recalled, issued a proclamation inaugurating the State House of Assembly in an ungodly hour, paving the way for 9 members to usurp the powers and responsibilities of a 24 members assembly. 14 majority members were shot, and all entreaties to Obaseki to allow room for them to be inaugurated fell on deaf ears. The opposition PDP and their agents made a heavy weather of Asiwaju's video on social media. Now, Asiwaju did not seek to dictate to the Edo people. He was not to use out their right to choose by themselves. He understands so well that widely held categorization of Edo people, as brilliantly captured by columnist Segun Ayobolu last week, as proud, dignified, industrious, culturally and historically self-conscious people not inclined to bowing before mere mortals. Far from usurping their power to determine who should govern them, the broadcast was an appeal to the people born of commitment to democratic principles, clear appreciation of fundamental role of parliament in a democracy, adherence to the principle of separation of powers, and its irritation by the antic of Godwin Obaseki against the 14 lawmakers. It was an appeal for the people to think about the democratic credentials of the candidates in casting their vote. Obaseki's anti-peace and reconciliation stance also came out in bold picture in the altercation between him and the former APC chairman and his estranged friend and leader, Comrade Adams Oshomole. All appeals to Obaseki to toe the path of peace and allow room for settlement in the matter were arrogantly rebuffed. Asiwaju was in the forefront of some of these peace efforts. Others also intervened, all to no avail. Eventually, one thing led to another, and Obaseki, quite unfortunately, failed to scale through the APC screening, eventually defected to the PDP. There is no evidence that the APC leader was part of the screening process or made input into it. Indeed, it must be pointed out clearly that beneath all the shenanigans that trade Edo poll, underneath all of that rabble-rousing, rumor-mongering campaign of calumny, character assassination, deceit and double-dealing in the matter of 2023, rather than first helping their party solidify its stronghold and strengthen it for future elections and recommit themselves to the party's idea and principles, the APC chieftains were tearing at the party's fabric, destroying its foundation and preparing it for eventual disintegration in the name of playing politics of 2023. But like Asiwaju rightly observed, he is but a mere mortal who does not foresaw tomorrow. What tomorrow holds, indeed what 2023 holds, is within the province of God Almighty. Indeed, those who quipped that Edo no be Lagos, apparently referring to former Governor Akinwumi Ambode's inability to secure a second term, got the context of the two scenarios wrong. Ambode scaled through his party's screening exercise and participated fully in the direct primaries at which Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu emerged as party's candidate. Indeed, Asiwaju, just like Oshomole, had advocated direct primaries involving all registered members of the party in Edo State to deepen and strengthen the intra-party democratic process. It is on record that Obaseki vehemently canvassed indirect primaries to narrow the extent of membership participation in the primary had he successfully scaled the party's screening exercise. It is ironical that in a post-election interview, the same Obaseki seeks to impugn Asiwaju and Oshomole's democratic credentials. So guys, we've heard from Bola Tinubu. I said it that anytime he's coming, he will take time and begin to write thesis, long stories, and that's exactly what he has done. But to me, all the things he's saying that they are not really justifiable. Of course, he just has to say something, but I don't think that Nigerians will be buying all of those stories here and there. But just let's take a few comments from what people are saying concerning what he said. Well, someone says the people of the state cannot vote in their choice candidates as governor, and some political demagogues by collaborators wake up in a hallucinating euphoria and initiate all manner of things to them. Edo no be Lagos. Well, now this kind of person be leader for a particular region in this country. Just imagine, I swear that region when this man be leader, na unfortunate race. on the surface of the earth. Okay. Ashiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Okay. Baba, go, don't drag yourself into shame. Leave while ovation is high before you make a caricature of yourself. All we Edo just demonstrated should send a message to the would-be godfathers that it will never be allowed again. It is not true that policemen were deployed to hold down Wike in his hotel. Let us not deceive ourselves. If not for the travel ban by US and UK, APC would have done worse than the criminal acts they did in Kogi State. I think before the people in Edo, in Ondo, they should resound the warning again. I pray US and UK and others to keep sounding the warning in any election in Nigeria to stop them from the criminal election being conducted by the criminal politicians. Edo no be Lagos is all over. You are not to determine the happiness in Edo State. Politicians think they are gods. Let us know your next move with Adamu. This is the most free and fair election since 1999. God has spoken. All demigods, shut up. Well, imagine if not the way Nigerian politics played, how can Tinubu tell Edo people between Iyamu and Obaseki who is good? The Edo people know themselves than outsiders. Please don't blame Tinubu, he's just frustrated. Do you know how much he invested in this election and he loses all? Bola Tinubu has a short memory as a liar. You have forgotten so soon how many people, including the presidency, that pleaded with you to give Ambode a chance for second tenure. You refused and used your hopeless talks to threaten his life if he fails to give up. Now you say he lost to the primary. Don't worry, very soon you will know that God and man is angry with you for all your evil tendencies. Okay, let me say it without fear of crucifixion that Tinubu is a human capital builder and he will continue to be relevant in Nigeria politics for years to come. Okay, in your dream, okay, who has he built? Is it not MC Oluomo and his area boys? I beg, make I hear word. I don't know be Lagos. We don't need media aid to speak for him. Let Baba speak because it was not the aid that made the speech before the disgraceful elections. Tinubu is all over. Well, Tinubu, stop fooling your old self. What the heck do you think you are? Oga, clean your mouth. I don't know be Lagos, I beg. This is infertile image laundry. The old man is here to learn his lessons. He thinks he's something while he's nothing. Okay, Oga, I don't know be Lagos fool. Wow. Chief Tinubu should realize that Nigerians are not fools. With all this is half truth. I was on ground for the last governorship primaries in Lagos, and all those who were present knew all that happened. I think you are preparing to become president as you dig pit for someone. You will not fail to fall into it. Watch out, the evil that men perpetrated. Doggone Trenchy. It has been phrased that the voice of people is the voice of God. If you like, continue to assimilate the outcome of the election till thy kingdom come. The God of the strong people and the weak people as ruled. As ruled is you are a mere mortal. Won't stand what the Most High God has settled. What is the essence of this story now? Tinubu should quietly accept his incipient political loss beginning from Edo State. My friend, go and sit down. Don't cause more confusion. Edo, it is over. Well, insatiable looter, you advised Buhari to shun debate in 2015. You asked Obaseki to bow to Osho Pekin. You gathered Lagosians APC against Ambode. You are now painting your extremist undemocratic wickedness as though Nigerians are fools. Of course, all the things that he said, like I told you, Nigerians will not even buy it because everybody, I don't know, you don't need to tell anybody. People know what they are talking about and you cannot be wiser than the millions of people. It is not possible. Why did it take more than a week before you respond? Because he wanted to think of what you want to say. Well, those who are going to be buying it, they'll be buying it, but majority of Nigerians will not buy it. And Edo people have spoken, irrespective of what you think about Ambode or Obaseki. I think to the people it is inconsequential. They've already made their choice. So to me, after this the election, the sermon after the election is not going to change anything. They've already made their decision. So everything to them is going to be falling on deaf ears. That is the way it is. So guys, let's hear your opinion. Leave your comment below and let us have your take on this. Thank you.